Zaretsky and Juan Faura. New week, new stories to tell. I apologize for my voice being shot. I've been networking like crazy at the Penn State Sports Business Conference this past weekend as we're recording this podcast. But as you can see, off rip, twinning with the hats. Shout out Fanatics, Mr. Michael Rubin for the hats. Super Bowl champions. And I listened to the GM of the Eagles yesterday, Howie Roseman. Zaretsky, I'm going to stop with my 30 seconds of Bishop like we do elevator pitches with Aeneas Hawkins and others. How are you feeling?
I'm doing amazing. It's a great day to have a great day. I'm here with Juwan. I mean, I'm smiling. It's a good day. I got my Dunkin' iced coffee. Shout out Dunkin'. Dunkin' is goated. I hate when people are on the drive-through line and they don't move up as far as they can go, and it just backs the whole line up. It is so annoying. People need to
You're talking
figure out how
about
to
like when
drive.
you're like at a fast food restaurant, like let's lay
Any place. I'm at Dunkin' this morning, and I'm sitting in the drive-through line, and I have an option. I could wait in the line, or I could park because there's no one inside. There's not a soul inside
of
ordering.
course. Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the drive-through line, and I see like the front car. It's not moving. There's so much room, and they're not moving. So I get out of my
They're
car.
doing this. They're doom scrolling
Exactly.
and they're brain rotting. They're literally brain rotting.
So I park my car. I get my coffee. I walk out. That same person is still in line.
You're lying.
I swear. And I
Wait,
got my
but
coffee.
the thing is they could have been waiting for. They could have been waiting for.
They were still in line. They still hadn't gotten their stuff yet, and I walked in and got my stuff before them.
Yeah, but
So,
did you order on the app though?
No. I walked right in. First thing, they took my order, and they literally poured my coffee. I walked
Can
right
I see
out.
the coffee order? Not the glaze, but all right. What kind is that? Ice coffee original black. Oh my god, no sugar.
No. You
That
save
yes,
the
like,
sugar for your mother. Shout out Stephen Betts.
shout out Stephen Betts, Aiden Arbor, friends of the show. Say 2 creams, no sugar. Save the sugar for your mother.
I love
That's
that.
yeah.
And I'll insert
Go
the
check the
clip.
comments. We'll put the link to the episode. That was back in the summer with the boys.
Yeah, it was so much
Which
fun.
speaking of summer, we've talked about it like the last 2 episodes, but holy shoot, bro. It has gotten warm out. We're wearing shorts, showing the legs, getting a little bit, quad workout, hit that muscle. But I'm always flexing on the show, I swear. It's crazy. But Ween's Rescue in a good mood. But yeah, just to show the lay of the land, I am obviously in a different setup, you know. I am here in State College, Pennsylvania, at the University of, or I should say Penn State University. And not only did Ethan and I wear the same hat, but we have a very special guest that's literally going to come impromptu right now, Mr. Robert Prince III in the
Shout out.
chat.
Let's go.
Rob, what do you got to say as you join the Unstructured podcast?
I didn't prepare anything. I don't even know what I have to say. All I have to say is go birds.
Go
I love
Birds.
it. I love it.
And,
That's how we
and
do it on the Unstructured podcast. Literally just hop on there. Hey Rob, if you think of anything inspirational, or I know you're good at that stuff, come right in. Literally unstructured, pop in whenever you want. You're more than welcome to.
he'll pop in whenever he wants. But we're going to continue on with the show. Zaretsky, I want you to talk to me about this. Have
What
you
do
ever
we
seen
got?
this book? Day One Stand.
Stan. Who was that? Jonathan Isaac. Shout out. Shout out. He's on the Orlando Magic still, right?
Correct.
There we go. I know some ball. I don't know much about the book. Have you read it?
No, I have not had the opportunity, but it's called Why I Stand. And so I
I love
think
that.
it's an opportunity. It talks about, when there was kind of kneeling going on in the NBA and the NFL, and he talks about why he personally stands and for the Lord and Savior. So if y'all are really interested in just like learning more about like faith and I think just talking more about like passion, it's a phenomenal book, and price is $28.99, but really it's free because it's free knowledge.
There you go. Jawan, we need a hot take from you. Like, what has gone on? Like something you can like rant about? Because like I feel like you don't really go on like tangents of like stuff that goes on. Like
Yeah.
I just spewed about
Beat
how
Ups,
I get
Beat Ups
frustrated.
is the best fast food chain of all time.
I have nothing to say to that. Did you go to the new Beat Up? Give me a breakdown of the new Buffalo Wild Wings in State College.
I'm going to repeat what I just said just to see if you comprehend and might answer that second question.
Okay.
Beat Ups is the best fast food chain of all time.
So if you were having your last meal and there was a Buffalo Wild Wings right next to a Chick-fil-A, you're telling me you're going to Buffalo Wild Wings.
Unfortunately, after going to the B-Dubs in State College yesterday, I am 100% going to B-Dubs yet again. I am
Over everything.
Over everything. Honestly, maybe over paella as well.
Have you ever had Culver's?
Maybe over
Have you ever
paellas,
had
bro.
Culver's?
Culver's is literally Bishop. It's not a fit.
Have you ever had it though?
No.
Culver's has RP3 ever had Culver's?
Has RP3 ever had Culver's? Yes.
In Wisconsin.
In Wisconsin.
And how? Ask him how it is.
Fantastic.
Is it
Cheese
better
curds
than beat
are
up? Is it
A1.
better?
Cheese
Is it better
curds are
than B
A1.
Dubs? Is it better than B Dubs?
Cheese curds wides, yes. I haven't had it enough though to like say 100% yes to that.
Okay, fair. Well, okay, let me ask you this, Juan. What did you get at B Dubs?
So I appreciate you asking, by the way. And shout out to B Dub. And shout out to B Dubs. Nachos, onion rings, mozzarella sticks. I got the wing sampler where I tried all the appetizers. Then I also got a burger, smash burger. Phenomenal burger, bro. I'm not even lying. I'm talking competing with the smash burgers, the In and Outs of the world, like really like high caliber burger. We're talking better than McDonald's. Like makes a Big Mac look like a joke.
Juan, I love you, bro. You know I do. But you were just gassing up B Dubs and you got a burger. I'm sure it's great, but aren't you supposed to get wings at Buffalo Wild Wings?
I
Calling
got
it the
three
best.
wings. I got 3 wings as part of the sampler.
And what was what were the
Mild.
sauce?
Mild.
Okay.
Mild.
I mean the wings are phenomenal there. I've never
it's
actually
like-
what?
Nah, I wanted to do an awkward pause. Go ahead.
I only have gotten the boneless wings there. Because whenever I like to get the good sauces and I don't like to get them on my hands. I'm normally at beat ups with people I know and like friends, so I don't want to like
Yeah.
be messy, but I like the Asian Zing, I think it's called.
You
Correct me if
lost
I'm wrong. I think it's
lost
called
it.
Asian Zing. Probably the best sauce at B Dubs. I don't mind Buffalo Wild Wings. I just know that there are better wings out there.
I'm not in the disagreement with you. I'm talking holistically, the environment, bro. Literally, you walk in at the B Dubs at State College, literally whiteout photo, Beaver Stadium. I could not run more through a wall when I saw that. Second of all, ready for this? Not one, two Saquon Barkley jerseys, and it goes from Penn State on the bottom to Eagles jersey on the top. May or may not be autographed, and I may or may not have been running through a wall. Next. The next thing I gotta say is one, I love these shades and I'm kind of digging them. Like I'm glazing.
What
right
brand
now.
are they?
What brand are they? They are Ray-Bans.
Shout out
Shout out
Ray-Bans.
Ray-Bans. Shout out Ray-Bans. Not a sponsor yet. Second thing I gotta say is Zaretsky. I can't lie, bro. He looks no glaze. You look like you did a clean shave, bro. It looks good.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll be honest, my sideburns are definitely not even right now. Actually, they might be. But I mean, I'm trying to like keep my.
I think it looks great, bro.
I appreciate that, bro. I like to keep a little bit, just like to define my like, just to make sure I have like a jawline and like a chin. When I'm completely shaved, I look like a 14-year-old, and then when I have like some sort of hair, it just looks messy. So I
Yeah.
appreciate that. I do.
Well, what's worse, a 14 looking like a 14-year-old or looking having a pedo stash like me when I try to grow out a mustache, and then literally
Well,
people.
no,
would
see, I don't think it looks bad. I don't think your facial hair looks bad on you.
no, I don't have a pedo right now. I'm saying in general. saying
I'm saying in general, when you grow out your mustache and your facial hair, I don't think it looks bad. I think you do it well.
oh well, I appreciate that, and as Betts again, that's a second reference would say, do well, do it well, do it well.
So, shout out
Um,
Chipotle, by the way. I saw Aiden Arbor at Chipotle. You know that Chipotle is, and by the way, I mean picking Buffalo Wild Wings over Chipotle is nuts.
By the way, Chipotle is not better than El Jefe's. We'll start there.
Okay,
We'll
that
start
is
there.
like okay.
We'll start there.
Listen, I would give it to you if you say Qdoba or like Moe's.
Cordoba's third on the list.
I would understand if you say Qdoba or Moe's is better than Chipotle. I get that. They both have better, but El Jefe's has to be some of the worst fast food Mexican places I've ever seen, been to, and eaten at. I'm telling you, it's overrated. It's messy. It's not sanitary. Chipotle literally smokes El Jefe's.
Have you ever seen the countertops when they're literally at Chipotle and they literally it's like it's a crap show. I didn't even curse. It's a crap show.
Majority of the times where I'm there, at least the Chipotle's that I go to, it is very clean.
Tell me about
I don't-
Heister Street. Tell me about Heister Street across from the Max and tell me about that Chipotle.
Okay, well, for some context, we're talking about downtown State College food joints. The Chipotle that is on Heister Street is run by a bunch of college kids that are just trying to get their paycheck. They don't care about Chipotle. Now, the Chipotles that I live near, they are well maintained and well taken care of.
I believe that.
And Chipotle in general, if you go to a Chipotle in like a city or a state that like is not run by college kids, it's generally well maintained. Now, El Jefe's is also the same deal, ran by either people that are just trying to get a paycheck or a college, and it's just, for me, like, I know when I'm going to Chipotle, I know what I'm getting. El Jefe's is like a mystery for me personally.
Yeah. I mean, listen.
I need you to back up El Jefe's though.
That's a
Like,
that's a beauty. That's a beauty of living in America. We're allowed to have freedom of speech, freedom of opinion. Some of them are objectively wrong, and I think you know which one is objectively wrong. Now,
well, why do you? Why? Well, I want to get. I want to finish this point. Why do you think El Jefe's is so good? I'm
why do I
genuinely
think I'll have
curious.
this so good? If you ever had their Chipotle mayo sauce with their steak and bistec and frijoles and all, I get my Spanish, Spanglish, frijoles and all that. It is some of the best rice I've had when it comes to a fast food thing. Sorry, my allergies right now are like actually acting up more than me wearing culture kicks hoodie. Um, Back to the point. Frijoles, rice, arroz. It's so good. I just and also there's something to be said, and this is gonna segue so good you're gonna get fired up. Hospitality when it comes to service of a restaurant is critical to the experience. Just like Jamie Knott at Saddle River Inn is hospitable and has the Zaretsky's on a little bit of an arrangement that we won't go into. But but that's what I love about El Jefe's is the people behind the counter that are smiling and before they get their food. But man, shout out Jamie Knott, man. Saddle River Inn, I'm coming.
We need to have the collab. We need to do a
What is the
live
best thing on
food
the
review.
item on the food on the menu? Sorry,
There's
food
not a
item.
bad thing there. There's
Yeah,
not a
but if
bad
there's
food
one
item.
thing, yeah,
My
you have your last.
favorite,
Like you're on the menu.
what I get is not like my favorite thing there because my favorite thing is an appetizer. But what I get for dinner, I get the lamb chops, and I'll pop a picture of the lamb chops. I'm a big lamb guy, so I'd probably say the lamb chops. But a phenomenal dish. You might like laugh and not think it's like, oh, how could you ever get that? But it's the chicken. They have a roasted chicken, and it's like it is the best chicken ever. I can't even explain it to you. You just have to try it. They have so many other good things. They're like all of their like fresh fish is fire. Like
Yeah,
if you've never been to the Saddle River Inn, you're missing out.
yeah, facts. You are missing out. Shout
And
out
shout out to
Jamie.
Jamie because if you haven't seen our episode with the owner Jamie Knott, you got to check that out.
Yeah.
Also, link in the description.
Also, link in the description. Literally, we've had on chefs, we've had on DJs, we've had on athletes, we've had a multitude of people on the podcast. And that's the beauty of it, right? We're just telling stories and we're just shooting the crap. One thing that has remained very consistent is that Ethan's a fan of a horrible franchise, which is the New York Rangers. But yeah, I kind of did a shot right there.
All right. Well, at least my team has a chance to make the playoffs, and your team doesn't even have a coach. You don't even
We
have a
don't have a
coach.
coach. Yeah, we're working on the coaching right now. We're on a search right now. We're hiring advisory for that. Shout out Danny Briere.
On the subject of hockey, shout out Penn State hockey, man. It's like just we need to give a shout out to the boys. The job's not finished yet. Listen, if you're
Not
not
even
tapped
close,
in,
by the way. Not even close.
well, I would say close because they're maximum 2 games left in the season. For those casuals that don't know, we're big fans of Penn State hockey. Obviously, we both
Why,
went there.
though?
Because we're close and connected with the players on the team. We've done podcasts with Danny, Ben, and Jimmy. They are just the best. First time ever in program history, Penn State hockey history, that they are at the Frozen Four, which is the Final Four for hockey. I am so excited. I'm so happy for the guys. They deserve it. They were at the bottom of the barrel at the beginning of the season. And
You went
just
to the
see-
game in Chicago.
Yeah, that was a brutal loss. It was a heartbreaking shootout loss. They should have won that game. And then they bounced back. They swept Notre Dame the rest of the season. They beat Minnesota. They beat Ohio State. They beat Michigan. I'm so happy for
Beat
the guys.
Michigan
They deserve
State.
it. Beat Michigan State, the number 1 team in the country, by the way, at the time. And if you're watching this, I think the first game
will be happened.
first game will have finished. So they're either going to be victorious and going to the final, which is tomorrow or Saturday, or their season will be over. But what a great season from the boys.
Yeah, and it's just like you said, man, like having that extra layer that we're fortunate to have where we have actually a personal relationship with these guys, it adds an extra element because it's like those guys behind the bucket and you know, it's an exciting time to see if they can get pucks in deep. But the reality is, and this is what Sean was saying yesterday, is like you got to act like we've been there. Like it is the first time in program history, but the guys are so dialed that you got to act like we've been there because the reality is Boston University also wants to eat. So does Penn State. So it's at the end of the day when the puck drops, got to win forechecks, got to win faceoffs, and they need to put pucks in deep. But I want to give one special shout out to number 15, Charlie Serrato. I love his game, and I love all the guys' games. But Charlie Torado, like some of his stick moves are unbelievable. So my question for you, Zaretsky, is are you going to be watching on Thursday, which is really tomorrow or the day
Absolutely.
before?
And I plan to be in town in state where you're at in State College. That's what I plan because if they win, I want the town to go nuts. I want the town to go ballistic because this is an even bigger win than if Penn State would have beat. I mean Notre Dame. I mean like Penn State has been to the national championship in football before. Penn State hockey. I mean this is massive for the
They've
program.
only been a program for 10 years.
Yeah, like 10, 15, however many years. Like we've been alive longer than they've had a D1 program. It is crazy. I'm just so happy for the guys, like you said. Shout out to you, by the way, Juwan, getting me connected with those guys. I would not know them without you. So just being able to share like the moments with them and like seeing like just the small things like Danny.
Playing golf with Jimmy in the summer, not a big deal.
Yeah, and seeing shout out Danny Geniev, seeing his family, which they both grew up in West how do I say
Russia.
Eastern, yeah, well Russia, and I don't want to like say the wrong countries, but they basically Danny's parents are immigrants from different countries, and just hearing his story and seeing him grow up, and then leaving the arena, seeing their families just enjoy that moment together, it gives me goosebumps. Like I am so happy for the guys. Yeah, I don't have anything else to say.
Danny, no, that's not even glazed, but that top shelf goal that he had against Minnesota on the power
Yeah,
play. Oh my!
yeah. So shout out Penn State hockey. Juwan, real quick, I know that the Final Four is today. I know that it's probably going to be concluded, but what
Yeah.
are your wrapping up thoughts about the March Madness?
Ooh. Coop, coop, coop,
Big
coop, coop,
number
coop.
two.
Come on now, number
He could
two.
go to the Sixers.
Yeah, if that happens, I'm quite literally moving back to Pennsylvania.
You might have to.
No, no,
You might
might
have to.
have
You
to.
might have.
See, like you don't under. I thought you like would know this. When I have an idea, I'm already booking, looking at apartments. Like it's already been done.
You could sign. You could sign. You could have signed Cooper Flag to go time.
That would be a fit. That would be a dream client. I'm not gonna lie. Cooper Flag, Coop, 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 and also shout out Coop the Gene.
Coop Flag, Coop DeJean, both in Philly. That would be crazy.
That would be
My
yo. Imagine the Coop podcast.
the double
Cooper.
Coop, Cooper squared, and Cooper Flags number two. We got to get you change Cooper DeJean's number to two. Get rid of
Nice.
Darius Slay's
Shout-
cooked. So
Yeah,
I
D
mean,
Slay's cooked. Zaretsky, what's the best cheesesteak place in Philadelphia?
Angelos.
Wow, you didn't even hesitate. Wow.
Yeah. Yeah. You know what's crazy? I've never even had it. But all right. So then the best cheesesteak that I've
30
ever
second
had.
timeout brought to you by GetRigo.shop. GetRigo.shop has some of the best massage guns and active recovery products at an affordable price. Go to the website at GetRigo.shop for all your needs. Back to what you just said. What?
So objectively, like the word around the street is that the best cheesesteak place in Philly is Angelos. I've also heard
Okay.
of Delisandro's, John's Roast Pork.
Alessandro's I've had.
The best cheesesteak that I've ever had is probably Pat's. Because I've only
Okay.
been to like Pat's, Geno's, and like two other
Well,
places.
that's a commercial place.
I know. Well, it's also a long time. I haven't had a cheesesteak in Philly in a long time. But
Well,
that just
that's
gives me another
That's
reason
a
to go
trip that we
back.
could do. Yeah, that's a trip we could do. Ready? Here's the lineage.
Here we go. Let's do it. Let's do it. Plan out the whole trip, Joel.
Go
Give
for
me
a
the
run.
dates and the times.
Go for a run. Yeah, I got. Well, not all that. Go for a run around the Philadelphia Art Museum. See Rocky. Literally be blasting that music song. Get a shower. Go back. Go to D'Alessandro's. After D'Alessandro's, we're going straight to South Philadelphia to go to Xfinity Live. Brain rot for 4 hours watching sports. Then you go over back to the casino, and we're not going to speak on that. 1-800, you got a gambler problem, and go there. The last thing you do is you go down to Center City and go to get ice cream, hit the sheets. You want to talk about a
So
day? Look at the lineage. You start over
so we're
here.
skipping Angelo's. We're just going to D'Alessandro's.
Yeah. No, I mean
All
you
right.
can go to Angelo's too. I mean
Have you been to Angelo's?
I have not.
See, we gotta go. We gotta do that.
Okay, yeah, you're not wrong because I've had Del Sandro's. Del Sandro's was, ah. Shout out Lusner. Ah,
Have you had John's roast pork?
I've heard about that and I have unfortunately not. Yo, imagine a cheesesteak Philly world like not world tour, city tour. That'd be a fit.
I'm
Yo,
sure people do that.
that
I'm
was
sure you
fucking
can
great.
Rob Prince wants to come in. He's the
go
talking
ahead.
point.
It's literally unstructured. Pop
We're
pop
so
right in.
unstructured. I want to brain rot a 98.
Say whatever you gotta say, bro.
Back with that.
Huge news in the cheesesteak world in State College.
Listen up.
Campus Steaks. Campus Joe. Let's talk about it.
Wow.
Apparently some sus stuff happened with him. I don't know. Isn't
Not
he
even that.
cooked?
15 to 30 years sentence.
Wow, he got booked.
Yep.
Wow. Well, Campus Steaks is cooked then, right?
Uncle John Jones is back.
Uncle John Johns is back. That's
John's
live.
John is it John's?
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
phenomenal.
that is. I mean, I that's the best cheesesteak in State College.
Well, not
used
even.
to- we used
Bro,
to think
honestly,
it
it
was
can
Campus
compete
Steaks.
with an actual cheesesteak in Philly. Like, that's how good it is.
If we're gonna be real, Campus Steaks was trash. Like,
I agree with you, bro. I mean, the fries were, like, nice with, like, the breading and stuff. But other than that, buddy, like, now I'm getting my hockey voice.
the cheesesteaks were drier than your knee. Like after like, I mean,
Wow.
like, it's just
Hey, remember the chirp that you guys did on the Hockey Today live archives, where you basically were um, like Danny was like, "Did you guys see Saquon Barkley?" He's like, "Yeah, there's a video on it." It's basically like dissing like Ben because it's like there's a video on it. You should have saw it. And you're like, "What did he use like the mountain like to clean when he cleans or
yeah.
the bleed
Well,
mountain stuff?"
they were talking about how they clean the bar
Yeah.
I don't I forgot
Do
what
you use
it's
the bleed
called.
mountain stuff when he cleans
Yeah,
or
and I was like,
then
you,
Danny
you
goes,
losing the Swiffer?
"Yeah, it's Trevor." Danny goes, "That's a good chirp. That's a good chirp. It's a fit."
I wasn't even trying to be. I genuinely thought that he was talking about that. I wasn't even
Nah,
trying to make a
yo,
joke.
Zaretsky, nah.
No, I
You
swear. I
you threw a
swear.
chirp at Danny. Nah, that's
Whatever. I gotta
nah.
go
It's a
back and
good
look at the
thing.
tape. I gotta go look back at the tape.
Look back at the tape, Zaretsky.
What's up? You got a low taper
New look.
fade?
By the way, yeah, no, not even that. New look.
Oh wow, I didn't even see that.
Eyebrow slit.
Does that mean anything, or you just got that for style?
I just wanted to try it. Why not? And because
It
in
looks
life,
good.
I appreciate that. Because listen, in life, as we're getting near the conclusion here, I mean, we could keep chatting, but we've been cooking. Listen, in life, we've talked about a lot about just the act of trying and where that can lead to. And so I think for me, I want to get out of my comfort zone. That's why I'm training for a half marathon. That's why I moved out to California, and that's why I got an eyebrow slit for the first time, where I basically tried that. So I think that's kind of what inspired me. But I want to flip that and ask a question for you.
Let's do it.
Favorite trading card of all time?
The one that I have, or like all time, like a Grail that I would
All
want.
time. Like right now, you don't even have to think about it. And by the way, I'm not just talking sports. I'm talking Pokemon. I'm talking all different types of cards. Like you have one single card to literally show on the screen. What is that card going to be?
Well, I have a lot of cards that I have, and like they are nowhere near like the elite top of the market. Like, oh my goodness, I need one of these items. Like, I obviously have cards in my personal collection that I absolutely love, like all my Evan Longoria cards. But my all-time favorite card is a card that me and my cousin always looked at, and it's been on eBay for like 10 years. Has to be. It is a Sidney Crosby rookie patch autograph. It's online for like $20,000. It is an unbelievable card.
Are you sure it's
The
real?
patch on it, yeah, it's real. I'm gonna pop a picture up of it. It's a sick card. That's like a dream card of mine. People would think I pick a Rangers card, but like, there's not really like any crazy like Wayne Gretzky was a Ranger, but like the cards that came out when like Ovechkin and Crosby were rookies were
Yeah.
like prime trading cards, and like those are so hard to find now. But out of my collection, I can pull one out real quick for you.
Yeah, pull one out. This
Here, I
intermission
keep my
report is brought to you by
upper
Chomps.
deck.
Upper
Actually,
Deck, yeah.
this isn't even my personal collection, but I'll pull something out in
So
here.
this
What
intermission
does
report
this
is brought
say?
to you by Upper Deck, correct?
Tops.
Tops, okay. So third
So
time's a charm.
shout out to Randy Arozarena. Here's a cool card, something that you don't see often. Here's a DeAndre Hopkins rookie card.
Wow.
Don't see that often. Here's a Gronkowski. Oh, that's not a rookie, but this is like the wrong box. But shout out to Randy Arozarena. I miss you on the
Yeah,
Rays.
he was a phenomenal talent.
He's on the Mariners now, tearing it up. Already 2 home runs on the season.
Nice.
But yeah,
That's a
I love
fit.
I love sports cards. For those that know me, I'm looking at like probably 200 sports cards right here.
That's, by the way, that's brain rot. That's brain rot.
It is brain rot, but like I mean,
You literally
some of the
sit there
stuff
like
like
this.
Juwan, I need to like give you these cards. Like Kenny Chandler, I don't even know who that is.
I
I
do.
have no idea.
Listen, but this is brain rot. You just sit like this.
I mean, yeah, I mean, I can look through cards all day. I love looking at sports
You love
cards.
it. I love that you love it. But yo,
What's up? I'm a big Chet Holmgren collector, by the way.
that's
Huge,
glaze. That's
huge Chet Holmgren
that's
collector.
glaze. That's glaze. That's
I thought he was
glaze.
gonna. I thought he was gonna be the next like Bill Russell or something. I don't know.
That's glaze.
Hopefully the Thunder win the championship, though. I'm rooting for
Yes,
them
but
to win the
Zaretsky, he's a
championship.
great player. But to say the next Bill Russell is the glaze.
I know he has like what 11 championships.
Oh my gosh, bro! Chet Holmgren as the next Bill Russell is crazy work. That is,
I just hope he is, so his
of
cards go up in value.
course, just like I hope Zion Williamson was the next freaking LeBron James.
People lost so much money on him; it's crazy.
It's actually pitiful. But 1-800-GAMBLER. Last thing I will say is this. As I sit here in State College on the East Coast, for only by the next time we record, by the time this is live, I will be on the West Coast. God willing, by the way. Nothing's promised. But what do you want to say to just our fans and our not even just our fans, our followers and supporters of the show? I don't think we've ever really sat down and actually sent out a message. So I would like you to start that message to our fans and people that have tuned in for the last year plus.
I just like to say thank you. Like, I don't even do. I obviously I love like the people that watch and you know engage with our content, show us love. You know, when we're in person and we see people, they're like, "Oh, like we love your content and stuff." Like, but I genuinely love just doing this with you every week. I'm just so happy that we're able to do this. We've been doing it for well over a year, and we just grind and we be consistent. Like, I know that this is something that I'm gonna be happy that I did when in the future. Hopefully, I never stop doing it, but it is just so much fun, and we thank you for your support. And if you know someone that doesn't know us, send this video or this clip to them. And you got to watch our content. It's hilarious. We have some
Yeah,
funny videos.
funny videos, and I can't wait when we got kids one day and we're like sitting in a house and literally going from episode 1 in Willard all the way to whenever the last episode may be, or we might still, God willing, we're still recording, right? But regardless, I think it's also a lesson for people out there, and I kind of want to spin it a little bit. And I
Go ahead.
appreciate that sentiment that you said is just starting. Like, I know a lot of people I've chatted with. Again, this is Ethan and I is one of our like hobby slash things that we enjoy to do. It's now become a thing where it's part of our lifestyle. It's part of our routine to film podcasts. And yes, we've gained a little bit of traction. We're nowhere near where we wanted to be, not even close. But we're definitely like people have now started to recognize a little bit us for the podcast. What I will say is it's not about that. It's more about if you really want to start a podcast, or I know so many people that want to, like just hit record. Literally, Zaretsky and I get it. We were very blessed that we had Willard and we had a podcast studio. But if you don't have that, like literally just pay like $30 a year for the basic version of Riverside. Zaretsky and I invested into this podcast a little bit with this program, Riverside, and just start recording. I record on an iPhone, bro. Like, you don't need a whole production studio, the whole 7 yards. Yes, if you want to make it upscale, that's fine. I get it. But within the means to just start it, have a thing, and then execute every single week. No ideation. Execute every week. Film, and just document, and then post it on Reels. And that's when, we've had clips that have done anywhere from 1,000 views to 146,000 with Mia LePage, which still gets likes. It's crazy. 146K. So that's what I would say there. But I just wanted to leave on that sentiment and really
Yeah,
leave that with the supporters.
and you never know what's going to go viral. So you just post
Never.
and you post and you post, and then maybe hey, you got a kid that looks like a 40-year-old, and he puts a finger up, and he's got millions of views, and you got hotels, calling you up and saying, "Oh, I want this baby to stay at our hotel." It is crazy. Like
And you know what's the
like
craziest one?
the Four Seasons Orlando baby.
Yeah. What
Like
about this
that
one?
fit. What?
Not to cut you off. We have 145 followers, which is not a lot for a podcast. But here's what's funny, right? You might be disguised by that. How about having PK Subban literally repost us on his story? PK Subban not only commented, PK reposted our story on his page. And by the way, for like at least 5-6 hours, that was the only story on his Instagram story. The
That
only thing.
fired us up. Like that. Like just that alone. Like just makes it so much work. Like it. Obviously, that's not the reason why we keep going every week. But like
No, like we're
moments
not
like
waiting.
that. Yeah, no, I'm just saying like moments like that. Like just gives us the extra motivation to keep going. Like I have
That
so much
was
fun doing
insane though.
this.
Just thinking back to that, like PK Subban literally, yeah, it's brain rot. But for real, like the fact that PK Subban, a guy that you used to watch playing hockey, literally looked at our content, said, "I'm not only gonna comment, right? Because comment's one thing and it's still dope, but to literally say, I'm gonna put this on my story, which by the way shows quite literally, not to like be you know, giving self praise, that he liked the content. You don't just repost something in your story. No shot.
Really quick story about PK Subban. I don't even know how I haven't told you this, but when in 2014, when the Rangers played the Canadians in the
That's
Eastern
when
Conference,
PK was like PK.
yes, that was when like he was like the cover of NHL, like he was like the hottest player in the NHL. When they played the Rangers in the Eastern Conference Finals in 2014, the Rangers beat the Canadians, and me and Jake, we were like all younger, like 13, 14 years old,
Yeah.
and we would always pepper the trainers of the opposing team to give us like sticks and stuff whenever a series was over because they weren't using it.
Nah.
So my cousin Jake got PK Subban's stick, and not only did he get the stick after the game, we walked behind the rink, like into the away team's locker room area, like where the Zambonis are, and all the way in the back to talk to the security guards. PK comes out. We see PK Subban. I have a selfie. I'll put the selfie up on there. And PK is like, Jake's like, "Oh my god, PK, I got your stick." And he's like, "That's my power play stick. How'd you get my power play stick?" And it was so crazy. It was crazy. It's crazy.
I'm gonna literally like run a 4.340.
It was a crazy story. I mean, meeting PK Subban was surreal. He had like a crazy hat on. He's got great
Yeah,
style.
you,
Shout
you
out
know what's the
PK.
best part though? You know what's the best part is you're gonna see him again. It's
Probably
gonna
Sunday.
happen. No,
Sunday.
not maybe. It's just gonna happen because he's gonna be on the show right here with us. We're gonna manifest it. We've talked
And
about that
we're gonna
before.
bring the story back up again and see if he remembers it.
If PK Subban, if you're listening to this, if you come on our show, we are going to literally be laughing and having the best podcast probably. That is
Probably
going to be.
that'd be our best episode for
And
sure.
we've had, and by the way, by the grace of God, we've had always God first. We've had great guests, great guests. I mean, like anywhere from Luke and Cam Wolf, who I couldn't stop laughing. That was our longest episode. I mean, like that was hilarious. To like Ben and Danny chirping me because of the way I cook steak, like it's crazy. But Zaretsky, we've kept chatting. I could chat for an hour, but I think it's a great point to kind of wrap us up.
Yes,
Last
sir.
question. What is the word of the day and why?
The word of the day today is patience. I feel like I've used it before, but just
Huh?
feels right to have patience in life and to give people enough time to be able to, do what they need to do, say what they need to say. A lot of people aren't, at 100% speed all the time. They aren't 100% cognizant. So you just got to be patient with people. Yesterday, like if someone needs help, or if like I saw someone yesterday at the grocery store that needed help, and it looked like they were having a lot of stress. Just go up to them, be patient with them, help them out. Just give people in life patience, because if you have a short fuse, it could ruin another person's day. It could, ruin your own day. If you get caught up in one thing, it could just be a spiral domino effect. Just have patience in life. Enjoy the small moments, enjoy your time, because life's too short. and you gotta have patience not only with yourself but with other people. What's
Yo,
your word of the day,
Zaretsky,
Juwan?
Zaretsky, you just dropped gems that I don't feel like it's worth me even like saying anything. You should just leave on that. But my
Mike,
word
you
of the
got to
day,
give your word of the day, bro.
I know, I'm glazing. My word of the day is going to be stand, because I stand with God. God is my Lord and Savior. Well, Jesus is my Lord and Savior, but that's through God. And you know, I'm about to go see after we record this. I will experience an artist named Forrest Frank. I never get used to this. And so I'm gonna be jamming out to him and just praising the Lord. And without God, man, like I wouldn't have met you. Without God, I would have not been at Penn State. And so I just want to plant that seed for our followers that all this is glory to Him. And man, from the Unstructured Show, Eden Zaretsky, Juan Faura, we out.